Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Bruins podcast. My name is Stevie, and I am joined by the lovely.
Hey guys, I'm Kyle.
We're back to adjectives today because we had to come back down to earth at some point. Um, so it was a jam-packed weekend to say the least. And today we're going to be covering what happened in the gymnastics world. Kyle, do you want to give it a little rundown, just a high level view before we get into specifics?
Yeah. So UCLA advanced on Friday from their regional semifinal with a 197.45, along with Minnesota over Iowa and Washington. Pretty good performance, a little shaky across the board, but they settled in, got it done, advanced to Sunday, where we had a bloodbath in Corvallis. UCLA takes the top spot out of this regional with a 197.725. The second spot came down to Minnesota and Utah. Utah sat a vault in the last rotation, kind of got dicey there, couldn't really dial in the landings on some of their other vaults. They miss it by a little over a tenth here, but it felt closer than that, didn't it?
It did. I mean, it felt like it was going to come down to the final routine almost the whole time. I think we were both, Kyle. I don't know what your feelings were during this meet, but I mean, it was almost just because full disclosure, this was hours after coming off winning the national championship in basketball. So at
Yeah.
least I was like, I whatever outcome happens, you can't ruin my mood today. So I was feeling chilling. What about you?
Yeah, I agree. It was a really fun meet to watch. There was a lot of really good gymnastics. Uh, at the beginning, it really felt like, UCLA had some pretty good control over their vault rotation. Mika Webster Longin suffered falls on both vault and bars here. Not really her day. Pulled her from beam. Jordis Eichmann went in, really, had a really strong routine. And then Mika was back in on floor and did her normal, got a great score. But it felt like UCLA got a little tight in the second rotation, maybe, and then but like they were also being underscored on
Yeah.
bars.
Should we just go over to the scores so we can see visually see them?
Sure.
Yeah, I will say on bars, two routines in a row. I think it was Sydney's and Ashley's, or maybe it was Nola's and Sydney's, where they got 9 sevens from one judge.
Yeah, and they come out of it with a 9.9 or a 9.875 and a 9.85, respectfully to both of them. But yeah,
Both of us
the judging
saw,
splits were
yeah,
really interesting. Sydney in particular, I really thought this was closer to a 10 in my mind. Maybe the last handstand was short, but the rest of it, I mean, she has amplitude better than almost anybody in the country on most of her skills. Her technique is pretty textbook. She hits her handstands beautifully. I'm not really sure what the judges don't like about her bars.
yeah, I'd like to get an explanation of that. I mean, both of us saw, well, we didn't see. Kyle happened to know someone that was at that meet and they could see the scores being flashed. And both times when Kyle was told that one judge gave a 9-7, it just didn't make any sense, like the routine that we watched. We try not to be homers about these things, but it felt like it was difficult to get those routines all the way down to a 9-7. Now, I don't know exactly how the splits for other teams went, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. They advanced, so we can't really be too upset about it, right?
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, in the third rotation, it felt like UCLA kind of just survived and did what they needed to do on beam.
Yes.
Kind of just, survive and advance mentality. Some weaker routines across the board from someone like Tiana Sumanesekra. Jordan Eichmann had a really strong routine just to hop on the dismount really there. Sydney Barros, I thought this was a pretty strong routine for her. Oh no, she had wobble, didn't she?
She did
Yeah,
she
Kate
wobble?
did a really strong routine, and then Sid came out and did have a wobble, but still managed a 9.825. George Eichmann had the hop. Tiana had some uncharacteristic wobbles and like an under rotation on her dismount. Jordan had some wobbles that frankly make that score impossible,
Yeah,
but
I don't know how she got 9-9, but that's okay.
that's okay. And then Sienna Lipio 9.925. That felt fair here.
I thought so too. I thought Sienna did one of her better routines. She leaned on something. I think she leaned on a full turn.
Yeah, right at
Uh,
the beginning, a little bit. She covered it pretty well. So I was okay with them taking the half tenth on that, and then the rest of it, I understand. You know how you get to a 9925 there. UCLA goes to floor, right? And this meet is really, really close after three. I mean, you see Utah 148-15, they're in first. UCLA Minnesota tied at 148-1. So that's the situation there. It's three teams at that point for two spots. Because Alabama, they're 3/10 behind. They feel a little bit out of it, I would say.
yeah, it felt like Alabama was out of it pretty early-ish, and it was going to be a battle. Well, it looked like Minnesota was going to win, and it was going to be between Utah and UCLA for that final spot, which obviously that's a pretty big rivalry in gymnastics. Maybe the biggest one. I don't know. Uh, and it's what it was looking like. But what Minnesota had a they they had a wobbly routines here and there. I don't know.
Yeah, and then I would say as we go to floor, it kind of became apparent that we were gonna probably end up on top as
Yeah.
we kept going here, and the scores came in, and then we got to Ashley, and she did her routine, and it was evident that it was going to be a good number, and that's when I was like, okay, it's down to Minnesota and Utah, and Utah just had a really rough go on vault, not like
Oh,
really rough, but like,
no
they
sticks.
had
Yeah.
two sticks,
Two
they
sticks
had
and
a
a fall.
fall,
Yeah. They
they
had a couple
had
big
some
hops.
hops, yeah, and those things add up across the board, and so it just wasn't really Utah's day today.
No, they ended up with a 197.5, which is a good score. I was looking today, Kyle. They actually ended up with the seventh highest score across all regionals. But of course, it doesn't matter because you were against these teams. Um, and I'm not saying that they should have advanced because they had the seventh highest score, because you have to be judged by the same judges. You know what I mean?
Right.
But they definitely feel because they lost by a tenth and a quarter. So that's a just one better landing, pretty much. And they
Yeah.
could advance, which is tough to swallow.
Yeah, I mean, you look at someone like Avery Neff didn't stick her vault. She's
Yes.
pretty good at sticking her vault from time to time. You can also point to uh, I think there was a beam fall from one of their pretty good beamers early in their beam rotation.
Yeah, they fell in the first routine, I believe.
Maybe I think it might have been the second, but
Maybe second. It was early
but
for
it was
sure.
early for sure. And you look at like they had a good bar rotation to start, but it and then they went to floor and things didn't go perfect. It just wasn't their day across the board. But UCLA had a pretty strong day. I'd say, 197.725 is a good score. I don't know where that ranks. Did you happen to know that when you looked earlier?
Fifth. We were right behind Georgia, just a quarter tenth behind Georgia.
Ah, yeah. And then I would say, like, with the, you know, underscoring on bars that we think we experienced there a little bit, maybe.
Yeah, I think that was the difference. And I'm sure Georgia had underscores and overscore. We had overscores too, you know.
Yeah,
Again, you can't complain when it's survive and advance until four on the floor, right?
absolutely. Um, no, I would say it doesn't really matter, to be honest, that
Mhm.
whatever score you get here, as long as you get to nationals, right? And
Exactly.
so UCLA is headed to nationals. We'll have a national preview out next week, or like later this week, maybe. I don't know, but we'll have one out for you guys. Uh, UCLA has a. I don't want to jinx it, but I think we've got a pretty easy
Favorable.
path to four on the floor.
I just found this. I was searching around. That's why I was kind of quiet. Go over two slides. You could see a little chart that shows the teams and their.
Oh, and Jordan Childs got a 10 on floor, of course.
She did. She did. Go Jordan. We love you. So that is our semifinal, and I agree with you, Kyle. I think we, for the first time in a million years, have the easy semifinal. Easier. Easy is a presumptuous word. Um,
Yeah, I mean, I here's the thing. You look at Minnesota, right? And this was like the first time all year that they've performed well outside the state of Minnesota, if you look at the data trend there. So that's interesting. I'm not sure I bet on them to do the similar thing again in the pressure of a national semifinal, right?
Absolutely.
And then Arkansas, it. What are all these scores?
I'm not sure.
NQS
Yeah, NQS.
is where for Arkansas? Like between like a 197.2? Is this it right here?
Yeah, it's just above a 197, it looks like. Or
Yeah.
actually, no, it's just below 197.2. There's that gray
Yeah,
dot.
that's what I thought. It's over the
Yeah.
top of it. Okay. Um, and then you see Minnesota's outlier score way up there.
And that's
With
from
that.
regional final,
Yeah.
which is it paints a really nice picture. A picture of what you're trying to say, that they performed way better than they were supposed to by the numbers. Um,
I would also say, um, across the board, really, I think these are two pretty equally like difficult national semifinals.
yeah, in that sense, you mean the top four are
The
just
data,
so
like,
favored?
right.
Yeah.
And I do think that's what we've seen all year long, right? That these four teams, similar to women's basketball,
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking.
have been pretty much better than everyone else.
Yeah, Alabama's been ranked fourth for a while, but the thing about Alabama that we've been saying all year, Kyle, I don't know if we've said it on the podcast, but we've said it to each other. Alabama hasn't gone huge like the other teams. They've just been very consistent.
Yeah, they
And
nearly hit a 198 a couple weeks ago, right?
mhm,
But Alabama throughout the season has just had like 197.475, 197.55, 197.425, 197.6, like stuff like that. And it's been right around the same range. And that's really great for like accumulating an NQS, right? Like
mhm.
a consistent score, and it puts you in a good position with your NQS. Whereas, like, I think the ceilings of some of these other teams are a lot higher if they are to hit lights out on a day.
I would say that's accurate, and I think that's kind of what caught up to them at regional final. I'm actually curious about something, and I'm gonna look this up right here. If you want to like talk about whatever you want, just because I'm very was this was Alabama's lowest score of the year at regionals,
Oh,
tied
wow.
tied for it. But yeah, so that goes to show how consistent they've been, and kind of this was a pretty big upset for for them not to advance.
Yeah. Um, do you have any thoughts about the regional semifinal itself?
Um, um, our like our regional final or just this the
Or the
semifinal?
regional final, not the semifinal.
Regional
My bad.
final. I mean, we couldn't coast. We had to be good, and we were good. You
And
know, there was
I think that that's a good like barometer for us, right?
yeah,
Like
I
it,
agree.
it it prepares us well because even in Big Ten, like it didn't feel like UCLA had to go lights out to win, right?
Exactly. But yeah, here like it
And
was just
we
a couple
didn't go
steps on
lights out, let's
dismounts.
be honest.
No.
But we performed well enough in a pressure situation to be ahead of everyone else.
Yeah, I just want to count real quick. We had 599s on floor. We had three on beam, two on bars, two on vault.
So 12
That's
of our 24 routines were 9-9 or better.
which is good. That that'll that'll get you to nationals. That won't win a national championship, but
No,
that'll
to
get
win a
you
national championship, you got to get 9-9 on every routine.
yeah. Um which I do think we didn't have everyone show up
I
at
mean,
this regional
I'm going
final.
to go back two slides here and look at these. I mean,
Mhm.
Tiana leads off with a Yurchenko full, right? It's a really good Yurchenko full. 985 is going to be like when she sticks it, that's going to be the score she most often gets. Sometimes it's going to be higher, sometimes it'll be a little lower. Um,
Mhm.
a lot of this season, it's been at a 9-9. In a national semifinal, probably not going to eclipse like a 9.8625, right?
Agree.
Caitlin Rosen's 1.5. I'm not sure how I feel about the way it'll score on a national stage. However, I've said that all year long, and the judges really haven't dinged her for it. So,
Yeah, and she had a really good landing here today after not having a good landing in the semifinal. so that's good to see.
And I would
Riley
also
has,
say big there for Kate is like nationals is on a podium.
yeah, so she'll have a little bit more
Hmm.
bounce. We'll see if
Uh,
that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Mika doesn't sit that vault often. Not really since she first started doing it has she sat it. Like she sat it those first couple times when she was trying to get her confidence under her belt, but ever since then, not really. And so I'm expecting Mika to weather the storm and be fine there, right?
Yeah, I would expect her, and she's kind of new to the vault lineup, not in her career, but this year. So she wasn't going to be perfect every time, and we've said this a couple times. We'd rather something happen like that now. I guess this was the one time where it wasn't, but we locked in, we
Yeah,
locked in, and
I mean, and Mika's form, this is a vault that can score very, very well on the national stage.
yeah,
Um,
another huge pressure routine on
Riley
bars.
Jenkins did really well.
She did.
She didn't stick her vault this week. She's been on a stick streak, but didn't do it here. But I would say I'm okay with that. The thing from Riley here that happened really was like she just played it safe, right?
Yeah,
And then Ashley Sullivan, of course, has a really nice routine 1.5, and Jordan Childs has her doubles. So those are all, you can see where the 9-9s come from in that lineup. You look at bars, there are a lot of 9-9 potential in this lineup as well. And
Nola after coming
Nola
after Mika. Yeah, that was huge.
really, I even thought it might have been a 9-9-5, if I'm being honest. And I'm sure there are rotation places where it would have been a 9-9-5. Jordan Childs always going to be a 9-9 or better mostly. Ashley Sullivan's been locked around that 9-9 spot all year. Sydney Barros has also been the last couple of weeks and then just didn't get the same score this week. And then I would say Mika has also been up there, just had a fall today. Once again, I'm sure she'll get back into it, be fine.
Yeah, it was
They're
such
going
a
to go back
fluke
to Westwood
fall.
and lock in, right?
Yeah, it was such a fluky fall too. Not on vault, that was just a fall. On bars, it was on her first handstand.
Yeah.
Wasn't even on a skill. Um, so I'm not worried about her. Beam, I think we were feeling the pressure on Beam, but we didn't fold under the pressure, which is good.
Yeah, I mean, there are so many spots a 9-9 usually comes in this lineup, right? I mean, Kate's totally capable of it in the leadoff, but then, Tiana is usually 9-9 or better, Jordan and Sienna as well. And so that's four. And then one of your other two, if they can get a 9-8-7-5 or a 9-9, that's going to do you well. And I think had Jordan stuck this dismount, it would have been a 9-9.
Oh, for sure.
She is a stunning beam worker and a gamer up there, right? She was really locked in. It felt like she was really prepared for the moment to step up and do what she needed to do for her team.
Was that a last second sub or was that what the
Yeah,
lineup
they
was?
decided after Mika fell on bars.
Yeah, which is nothing. I don't distrust Mika, but I think Janelle made the right call that you don't want to put Mika in that situation again. Uh, you know, and we have the depth this year. We really are much deeper this year. Um, yeah, I'm happy. I don't really have. Do you have any other thoughts about this semifinal?
No, and then of course we moved to floor where literally everyone in the lineup is capable of a 9-9.
And they all hit really well.
Yeah, and we needed it.
For
um,
sure.
no, I don't really have any other thoughts about this. I'm looking forward to nationals next week. Um, I do you want to give a prediction or do you want to wait till our preview?
We can give multiple predictions.
Okay.
Feelings change. um,
Um, I would say I really think it's gonna be LSU, Florida, Oklahoma, and UCLA in the final.
You know what? But don't give your champion prediction. That will save for
Sure.
the actual one. I think it's going to be the same. Who's your wild card? That who's getting knocked out
Georgia,
over?
LSU.
Oh, your LSU hate comes back. Um,
Well, look at their regional final scores.
yeah, you're right. Georgia's just below LSU.
Hmm.
Florida. We've been saying it all year long. Florida is it's Florida's to lose. Oklahoma will. They're the favorite probably, but Florida has the potential to do the whole thing. But we're
Yeah.
not going to make prediction yet. We're just saying.
I mean, Stanford also has a really high ceiling, right? Like, if they were to go lights out, they have a lot of gymnastics that has no built in deductions at all. and they have the difficulty as well. It's
Yeah,
just about the consistency for them, and I don't know that I trust them to put it like together twice in a row.
I think I see that too. Tell me about Arkansas. I don't know a lot about Arkansas. I have not watched them this year. So what's their? I know they have Roberson
Wait,
and
who?
Morgan
Oh,
Price. I know
Joss?
her.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's her name, right? Jocelyn Roberson. Are you okay?
Yeah, sorry.
No, you're good. So I wonder if anyone else is going to advance from our session. What do you think it would be, Minnesota or Arkansas?
Ooh,
We
I
it'll
think
do.
Arkansas, right? You know, you look at that score for Minnesota, it's a real outlier. Same
Mhm.
for Georgia, if we're being honest, when I predicted that. So I guess the logic doesn't hold across the board. But I think Arkansas has been a little more consistent, maybe. Has found they've just had a lot of low 197s. I think it'll take more than a low 197 to get out of a national semifinal.
Yeah, it'll probably take a score that won a regional to make it out, like a 197.7. You think that's getting out of the sessions?
Yeah, although you look at UCLA a couple years ago in Janelle's first year,
Oh,
and
yes.
we had the 197.975 in the regional in the national semifinal and don't make it to four on the floor.
Yes, it was. I think it was the fourth highest score um, of the day, and I do remember that. Yeah, that was. Um, yeah, that's the thing about gymnastics is it's not all in your control. You know, like you can't control if the other team's going to do better than you. You can't control the judges if they're going to prefer other gymnastics over yours. You know, uh, it makes it interesting. This is one thing I've been saying all year to my non-gymnastics uh, viewers and friends is postseason gymnastics is a lot of fun. So I'm excited. Are you excited for nationals, Kyle?
I am excited for nationals. I
Yeah.
keep thinking about pulling the trigger, but you know the flights are a little expensive right
Oh
now.
yeah.
We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. I unfortunately didn't make it up to regionals for women's basketball, so I said to my partner, I was like, maybe we'll go to Fort Worth in a couple weeks, and that was something they were into too. So we'll see.
We'll
We'll
see.
see.
Yeah.
We might have boots on the ground. We
We
might
might
not.
have boots on there. We did have Kyle boots on the ground like after the games for women's basketball. So uh but yeah, this should be fun. I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see how we perform. I think we have a great chance. Jordan's last go. I'm really hoping that she can bring home that all around crown. That's another storyline for her. So,
I mean,
because you know how badly she wants it. Um,
yeah, absolutely.
any other storylines from this regional? Did we win like any titles here? I don't know. I didn't we didn't tweet about them really.
No, I'm not sure actually, if I'm being honest with you, because we did have a weaker day on Saturday, but I could tell you, I'm not sure though. I know we would have had qualifiers to nationals individually had we not advanced,
Mhm.
but that doesn't mean that they were the highest score on that event. So I'm not sure
Yeah,
because it doesn't factor in the like people on the qualifying teams.
yeah, I understand. Yeah, maybe. I mean, it doesn't. I was only asking to tell the viewers because we could obviously just go find out. But if how are we doing on time, Kyle? I feel like we've been.
I
This
think
was,
we're
was
okay.
always going to be a shorter one because we're just covering this. So maybe I can get it just from. It's from the first day, right?
What it? Yes.
This qualifying scores are from the first day.
If you
Yeah.
pull up Verdius, it should still be there, theoretically.
Is this the first?
And I
Oh,
can
and
look as well. That's final. Here's semifinal. It's the last UCLA one. Oh, but it's you'd have to look at both
at
sessions.
both. Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Well, wait. Here, wait. You click the session that's not UCLA, and I'll click the session that is UCLA.
Perfect. Yep. Got it.
And then
Go to team.
what's
Oh, no. Okay,
where
got
do
it.
I go?
Just go
Wait,
to just do the individual events. I got it for on
wait.
my end.
How though? Now I'm
Oh,
confused.
I'm just looking at it on
Oh, vault. Here we go.
yeah. Vault highest score in session one was a 9.9 from three different people.
Ashley got a nine. Jordan got a 995.
Okay, so she won vault, the vault title.
Well, let me make
Uh,
sure that no one else got a higher score. Yeah,
mhm.
correct. Okay, then we go to bars.
9925 high score.
995 Sydney Turner, 10 Orly Tran.
Okay, so she won bars.
Bars.
Beam 9925 high score, which I think I saw Avery Neff's going for beam. No, she's going for all around.
You said 9925.
Yeah.
There's a tie with Brooklyn Rowway from
Okay, so
Minnesota.
and then the last one is a 9925 on floor.
Floor. Jordan got a 995 as well as Tiana.
All right, so two national regional champions on there. And then all around, I think Neff won with 39.65. Didn't we have two 39.625s?
Yeah, because Jordan didn't do well, I don't think. I don't know though. I don't know how to look at that on here.
Okay. Well, we're just gonna assume Neff won it
Yeah,
because
I
she's
think so.
going as the individual. So we got a couple of regional champions in there, and obviously we won the regional championship, which is the most important thing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, but we have has UCLA. I think what's the last? Did Kyla win the all around one year? I think Kyla's won the all around, but I think she might be the last UCLA gymnast to win the all around.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, I really
Um,
want it for Jordan. She's worked really, really hard.
yeah, but we'll have all that information. Well, I'll compile all that information while I'm off for the next 3 days. So,
LOL.
yeah. But do anything else, Kyle?
Oh, I don't know why this thing's moving, but no, we should probably wrap up for the day.
Yeah, there's our
So,
little.
thank you guys so much for listening to this episode of the Bruins podcast. Please leave your love, support, your hate, your vitriol in the comments, and Stevie will respond to all of it.
Every single
Remember to
thing.
like, comment, and subscribe. You can find us on Twitter and Instagram at the Bruins Pod. And we will see you guys in the next one where we will have national predictions, some analysis of those semifinals, maybe further in depth with some
Yeah, for
data to
sure.
back it up and some fun predictions. Anything else you want to say, Stevie?
No, yeah, we'll get into like all the people there, like all the things. We haven't really talked about other teams that much this year, and you know what? Let's start doing it now.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Well, we will see you guys in the next one. Have a great day, night, whenever you're listening. Bye bye.
Bye.